Okay, so if you've ever planned a cocktail party, then you would know that the typical format is to serve your drinks with snacks, then have your dinner, and then have your dessert after. The idea being that you do your drinking up front, and then you have a few hours to let it kind of process through your system so that you're not sending people home blotto. You know, kind of best practices for hosting a party. But what do you do when you come up against a recipe like I'm gonna make today that is unapologetically a dessert cocktail? Well, you just follow the advice of my grandmother. Life is short. Eat dessert first, which I guess in this case, drink dessert first. Okay, so I'm not sure that he originally created this cocktail, but my source for today's recipe is regarding cocktails by Sasha Petraske. Café Con Leche is Spanish for coffee with milk, and a flip is a cocktail that utilizes an egg yolk. But don't let that scare you. Now, I'm going to ditch my usual cobbler shaker in favor of my 2-tin shaker, as we will be shaking twice. First, a dry shake or a shake without ice to create foam, and then a second shake with ice. Dry shaking often creates pressure inside the tin, and you need a good seal to keep it from leaking everywhere, something that most cobbler shakers can't do. Alright, so the first ingredient I need is an egg yolk. I'm going to try this technique of using your Hawthorne strainer to separate the yolk from the whites. I've seen it work well for other people, so why not me? Well, after further review, I don't think I'll be repeating this technique anytime soon. Would not recommend. Next, I need 3/4 of an ounce of heavy cream, and this stuff is thick with 3 C's, so you'll need to scrape it out of your jigger. Follow that with 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, 1 ounce of a good coffee liqueur. I would highly recommend this Especial version of Kahlua. And lastly, 1 ounce of Cruzan Blackstrap rum, a very dessert-like rum. The brown sugar is strong with this one. Now, the dry shake. Securely lock your tins together and give it a good hard shake to whip the egg yolk and cream. Then crack the tin open and add ice, 1 whole large cube and 1 cracked. Relock the tin and give it another good shake. Then strain into a sour glass, or follow my lead and use an absinthe glass. And finally, top the drink with freshly grated nutmeg. And that is the Café Con Leche Flip. Alright, well, it is time to give this thing a try, and I'm pretty excited. I've never had one of these before, but unlike some of the recipes regarding cocktails, this one I was pretty sure I was going to like without ever trying it, just by looking at the specs of the recipe. So, it's time to give this thing a taste and find out how good it is. Cheers. Interesting. Okay, so to be perfectly frank, it tastes a lot like a White Russian. The texture is similar, flavor is similar. If you were to use a totally different coffee liqueur, maybe it might be more different, but yeah, I'm gonna go in for another taste. Yeah, so it's very rich and creamy in a way that a White Russian isn't. So if you like a White Russian, you're going to like this, but it's a little bit different. It's very complicated in the flavor. White Russian kind of has 3 flavors to it. You get coffee, sugar, and cream, and that's about how complex the flavor profile is. With this, you get the coffee, but then the blackstrap rum is kind of living in the same flavor space, but it kind of blends together and broadens out that coffee flavor. So it's like a coffee molasses flavor. And the egg is bringing this extra richness that you can kind of taste at the end. It definitely has an egg flavor to it. Not super strong, but you know, if you have a pastry where the dough was made using a lot of eggs, sometimes they have that kind of thick, proteiny kind of egg richness to them. This has a bit of that vibe going on. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the button. If you didn't like the video, hit the other button. And either way, tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Luke, and this is the Homemade Edition. I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers.